Hey everyone, it's time for another it's time for another video. It's time for another actually it's time for a new type of video series. I've done plenty of these on my Super Beta 400 channel, and this is for people who already haven't seen the video on my Super Beta 400 channel, because the one on my Super Beta 400 channel already has 56 views. But as you can see by the picture, this is YouTube. This is former YouTube user EDP445, better known as Eat. I hate saying that name, but Eat That Pussy 445. For those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now, but he was the famous YouTuber who, in quote unquote April of last year, just one year ago, got caught in 4K trying to meet up and hook up with a 13-year-old for sex, and was pretty much exposed as a child predator and a pedophile. And as such, he got banned from YouTube and was hopping from platform to platform. He tried to go to Vimeo, he got banned there. He tried to go to an old obscure website called 3Speak, he got banned there. His Facebook got banned. Got banned. Everything, every platform, every place he went to, he got banned, with the exception of quote unquote Instagram and a new website called TikTok. Yeah, this is my EDP445 sucks video. This is the short narration version, because despite I have an extreme hatred towards this guy now, but before he was exposed, before he was quote unquote exposed, I was actually a fan of this guy. I regret that I was ever a fan of this guy, because this guy is one of the most cringeworthy people to ever have been on YouTube. No, let me rephrase that. One of the most cringeworthy people to ever been on YouTube, who became popular, who became quote unquote popular, because all this guy did was quote unquote toilet and bathroom quote unquote humor. Going to take a dump in specially made toilets called Chipotle, and flooding those toilets, which that I don't want to see. I tuned into his channel for his football, sports content, and especially his wrestling and hip hop content, especially the wrestling and hip hop stuff. When it came to the early to mid 2010s, when he was mad popular, when it came to those time periods, if you hated or bashed modern day WWE, you automatically were a friend and got a subscribe and got a sub from me. If you hated modern WWE back in the 2010s, when WWE was like just atrocious and unwatchable. And this was also back when I had an old school mentality in quote unquote hip hop, and I always thought the older generations of rappers were better. Now I like the current era, the late 2010s, early 2020 eras of quote unquote rappers, and now think the old school sucks. When it comes to hip hop, I'm old school, late 80s, early 90s. MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Turbo B, Run DMC, Public Enemy, the Beastie Boys, House of Pain, those type of guys. There's several rappers from the 90s and 2000s, but I consider that time period to be terrible. But that's for another video for another day. But these are the three reasons I was mostly subscribed to him. But this guy was just the most cringeworthy, he's also known for his this tough gangster persona, which later turned out to be false. That turned out is not who he is. It was his character, his tough, badass gangster character, street gangster, hood character, who takes crap, who takes shit from no one. But That was later proven to be false. But these are things that he was known, that he was quote unquote known for. When he got exposed, I was already dealing with other personal problems in my daily life at the time, so I decided to put that aside for a moment and come back to it later, because it was just too much, man. It was just too much. I was at a loss for words when he got exposed as a pedophile by CC Unit and the Chet Goldstein of the CC Unit organization and the Predator Poachers organization, who are a group charged with catching and taking down pedophiles, taking down quote unquote pedophiles, child predators and pedophiles. So with that, then of course when I decided to come back to it later, when I was in a better mood, later that year, I decided to return to that video. I decided to return to that quote unquote video, and at the time I wasn't on his side, but I did feel sorry for him and felt that he deserves to explain his side to the world. He deserves to apologize and quote unquote seek redemption, quote unquote. Apologize, get help, and seek redemption. That was until he came back, and as you can see by the picture here, he came back and pulled twice. He did it twice. Pulled this tough guy internet gangster persona. He became the literal definition of an internet tough guy and a quote unquote keyboard warrior. He was scared to death when the Predator Poachers, when CC Unit and Chet Goldstein were calling the cops and was begging them not to call the cops, saying, what can I do? Please don't do this, man. Please don't. He was begging and crying down, and quickly, cowardly, comically waddled away to his quote unquote car before I guess the cops could get there. Cops could quote unquote get there. Then he came back on YouTube. With this internet tough guy talking crap, dissing everyone. Pretty much all he did this, actually not only dissing everyone, but came back like nothing happened. He kept coming back like nothing happened. He refused to address the elephant in the room, and that was him being exposed as a pedophile and a child predator, and being caught in 4K trying to hook up and meet with a 13-year-old for sake, which he infamously and hilariously, this is meme level now, this is a meme, this is one of the many memes, say he was there for a cupcake and he was going to drive back home. He drove 20 minutes, several miles for a quote unquote cupcake. Nobody was buying or believed that, but that's a popular meme. But it was that where I banded all respect for him. When he came back, not only did he not address it, he tried to make it seem like the people who caught him, the first person who opened the door for this was Cold Raven. This was the first guy. This guy you see right here. Then the second two professionals, Chet Goldstein and CC Unit, two professionals, managed to expose him and finally prove the allegations. At first it was just allegations, but then they managed to prove that the allegations were now officially true. And EDP, and it was there where I've been in all respect for him, was he tried to make it sound like these guys were just clout chasing and just trying to leech off of him to become popular because they weren't entertaining content of their own. He was trying to make it seem like it was about his content. No, people are talking about you, people are mocking you, people are tormenting you, doing everything they can, getting you fired from jobs, getting you evicted from your apartment, getting you kicked out of every place, getting you thrown off of every media platform because you're a pedophile, you're a child predator, you're a kid diddler, and you refuse to accept and acknowledge and apologize for what you did. He's smug, arrogant, man. I can't stand child predators and pedophiles. I really can't stand smug, cocky child predators and pedophiles. And since the CC Unit and Predator Poachers chose not to screwed up the investigation, this guy will never see jail time. He's confident, he's cocky now, and that's why I quote unquote hate this bastard. This is just a short narration version. The longer version, which will be in the link, which will be in the description box below, has the outro, as the musical intro and outro, and has me laying into reigning on EDP for almost 30 plus quote unquote minutes. May do it again since it was so popular and I enjoyed it the first time. I hate this guy, and I never get sick of people mocking or making fun of EDP or making his life a living hell, because he got away and he's smug and cocky. Can't stand child predators, can't stand pedophiles, especially cocky, smug ones. Cocky, smug ones who have no remorse, real remorse for what they did, and that's EDP445. Also can't stand pussies and cowardly tough guys, which, like I said, he has this persona, this internet tough guy gangster persona, but that's not who he was. That's quote unquote not who he was. That's not who he. It turned out that was a character. Who he was in those last 5 minutes of that of that 50-minute interview, which you can see on here. You can see on here. That is the last several minutes. That is when he was crying and quickly watered away to his car. Is the what you call it, and yeah, so yeah, EDP445, the biggest L of 2021, the biggest L of 2021, and he still won in 2022. So yeah, get ready. The link will be in the description box below.